Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited to share with you something that I like to do for fun. And I like to paint. I like to paint different pine trees different ways. So I'm going to show you how I'm painting this one. This one is wet to into wet with just dabs of three different greens, sap green, undersea green, and then a green I made. And then this is the one that's really fun to paint. And then I did some curly hues all the way up, way fun. And then just a simple, like, wispy, whimsical tree that is fun. So, anyways, I'm going to show you how I like to do this. I don't know about the stem or the trunk, but I wanted to make this one really kind of fun and festive. So, that's what I did there. So, anyways, I'm going to get my stuff figured out. One of the things that I like to do, and I've done a tutorial with greens on just playing with different colors of greens, and you can get a lot of different variations. And so I love green. I love painting with green. I love creating different shades of green. And so this is a fun project to work on. So this one, I actually, before I started painting, I pushed or I did a wash of like cascading green on, and then I just splattered with some gold, metallic gold watercolor. I'm not going to do that, but then I would let it dry and then I would paint. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started in painting. So I'm going to start with my lighter value, which is my sap green. And I'm actually going to, I have some green already on my palette. You can kind of see, because I've been painting a lot of green stuff lately. But I'm gonna kind of have an idea that I want to do here to here to here. And don't worry, those little dots will go away. But I can start here with my sap green. And then I'm just making little marks. This is really mark making. It's more drawing than painting, but whatever. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit darker, and I'm actually going to use Hooker's green, and then I'm going to use a little bit of my phthalo turquoise, and that'll give it more of a blue tone. But isn't that gorgeous? And I'm not necessarily, I am worrying about my brush strokes, and I do two colors at a time. So 2 rows of color at a time. And I think that gives it some continuity. And I did not get enough pigment on my brush. My water to paint ratio was off. This is undersea green, and it's really fun to work with. I always like to do these as mindful paintings, like mindful watercolor meditations. All right. I think I'm going to go back to my Hooker's green and phthalo blue because it's so pretty. It's so gorgeous. All right. And I am working fast. And I'm not always worried about, it's supposed to look kind of whimsical and different. So if my strokes aren't quite the same or whatever, I'm not too worried about it. And then I'm going to go back in with my sap green, finish with my sap green. And that's why I said I'm not going to worry about the dots, because it'll probably most likely go away. There, isn't that fun? All right, now I can add some gold to it. You could also add probably some of this green, which I probably will too. But wherever there's wet spots, I'm just going to dab a little bit in. I think I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just wherever I feel like it is where it's going in. And that just gives it kind of a different variation. And now I can go in with this Serago, I think I said that right, green. It's a Daniel Smith duochrome green. It is really fun to work with. I recommend getting it. If you're looking for some mica paint or metallic mica pigments, Daniel Smith has a great line. I also like Core's gold. They have a gold and it's really pretty. But the Serago green, it's duochrome. So when you look at it a certain way, it'll either look brown or it will look green. So when this dries, maybe see, I know I had some right here like you can see where that's green and then it looks kind of brown at times. That's the duochrome that Daniel Smith has. All right, now I could leave it like that. I think I'm just going to do a small, like two little, like trunk, like one little, two line marks for a trunk. And I'm actually going to use neutral tint with some ultramarine just to give it, and I might leave it like that. I just want to, yeah, I think I'll leave it just like that. Now what I can do is I can stamp something right here and I can have a really fun little Christmas card to give to somebody. Now, if you're like me and you can't leave things well enough alone, take some of this iridescent color that you have, maybe left over on your palette or whatever, and you can just sprinkle it on. And that gives it some atmospheric color to it. And then I will just sprinkle water on and I'll just keep playing. I'll even add probably some of that leftover green. Whew, that's looking fun. Put some right there. And then I still have some of that pretty turquoise hooker's green with the phthalo turquoise. So why not add that to it now? Because I don't want it to, I'm just going to take some water. Am I ruining this? I don't know. I think it's just fun. Do what you like. I always hate the phrase "do you," but in art, sometimes you have to just do you. And if you're giving it to someone, a family member, they're going to think that it's art, so do what you want. Yeah, what I don't want is for it to look like I've painted the background. I want it to look splattery and just kind of fresh, which I think that if I mess with it too much longer, it's not going to look fresh or splattery. So I better leave it alone. But there you go. And then you can put a nice little sentiment down here if you want, or you can even put a sentiment right up there. If you're wanting to, I don't know, maybe do a star. I feel like it needs something at the top. I think I might just do a star and just do like a little circle motif type thing just to make it look kind of different. There we go. I like that. Okay, now I'm going to let it dry and I'll put a stamp at the bottom and it'll look super cool. So anyways, you can see how that Serago green, if I don't put it on the green, it looks brown, but when it dries, it'll look a little more green, but it'll have a really pretty gold look to it. So I'll take a picture of it and send it your way. But there you go. There's a sweet, easy little Christmas motif that I think will be fun. Now, what I will do, because I'm not a fan of, I will blot some of that off because I'm not a fan of of having puddles on my paper. Anyways, it's very, very intuitive. That's a good word. And it's very, your style will come out when you do these things. This is my style. I think it works. It looks like a kid did it. It's supposed to look like a kid did it because these are like fun little things to help you learn your brush handling, your water to pigment ratio, along with your greens. How many different greens can you make in a Christmas tree? That would be a fun project to work on too. Anyways, next time I will show how I do this little curly Q tree because that's really fun. And then I'd like to do that one too. But these are all really fun for like art journaling and to send to a friend. So talk to you soon. Happy painting.